Good morning, welcome to Weekend Skills Lab. I am Christy, and today is Sunday, December 29th. Hope you all had a very, very Merry Christmas and getting ready for the new year. Which brings me to my topic today, which is a pantry challenge. So I know that a lot of people do this, and January is the perfect time. New year, new start, new me. Not new me. We'll never have a new me. But pantry challenge sounds like a good idea. I have two freezers. I have the refrigerator freezer and a small deep freezer. It's 5 cubic feet, I think. And my canning stuff that I've done, plus my pantry. So I'm going to go through that. And I did lose my entire deep freezer and refrigerator freezer in the spring when we had a power outage for 7 days, and so I lost everything in there. But as food does, it has reaccumulated. It's pretty full. There's a lot of convenience food in there, and that's one thing that I wanted to start incorporating into the freezer. Is some of the refrigerator freezer is the more accessible convenience food stuff, so that we get through that. And my canning stuff, I need to get through that too. I don't use that as quickly as I should. It's early in the morning. You see how foggy it is back there? Winter's coming, guys. Actually, next weekend I'm going to have to winterize. So we're going to get the real freezes. We've had a couple of minor, right at 32 freezes, but nothing has slowed my plants down. But next week I think it's going to happen. Finally, it was inevitable in January, so I called it on that. Had my coffee, just had my shower. It's my first sip. It's wonderful. And I'm going to get in the kitchen, clean it up a little bit, and just start taking inventory of what I have. So the rules for a pantry challenge are very, very simple. There are no rules. You have to do what is happening in your kitchen, right? So I know that I have to go to the store every week for milk and eggs and produce, because my garden it doesn't produce enough to support anyone. So I will be having to go to the store weekly, but my goal is not to have to buy meat or until I run out of things. And whether this lasts 1 month or 2 months, I don't know, but I'm hoping to keep my grocery bill down to $50 a week. That's my goal. So I'm sure that I have enough protein to get us through 2 months at least. But do I have anything to go with it? I mean, I can cook a roast and we can just eat on that, but come on. let's have some vegetables with it and some bread, and I can make bread and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to use up. I have a lot of flour, so I need to start making the bread. I have a lot of meat in the freezer that I need to use up. I have frozen vegetables. I have canned food that I've made. So we're going to go through all of this and use it up before we go back to the store. And when this is all over, I just saw a great big pepper. When I go to the store again, when this is over, it will not be a humongous restock. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it accumulate over time, as I always have. So it's a good idea. At Christmas, I was asked to bring cornbread to my sister's house, and it was expired. I had 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix in it. Not a little bit expired, not 2024 expired. It was like 2 years ago expired. So Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead, I think, is the one who originated this pantry challenge, and it's called the Three Rivers Challenge. And I've been watching her stories on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, it's time. After the 2-year-old cornbread incident, it's time. We're gonna do this. And so I can use this time to can things like the dried beans that I have in my pantry. I know I have we have food. and I don't. I work full time. My kids are home full time, and I work full time outside the home. So I don't sit and make a dinner every single night. So I can put together some freezer meals that we can pop in the oven. I can make the convenience foods from the ingredients that I have, like the pancakes and things like that. I get on a good roll for a little while, and I feel like I get stocked up enough that I don't do it again, and then we're out, and I don't have time to do it again, or whatever. So it goes away. Um, so we're gonna do that, and I'll quit chatting now. We'll go inside and start taking inventory of the kitchen, see what we got, and make a plan to go to the store today to fill in for this week. So if all I have is a pot roast, then obviously I need to buy the produce to cook with that and plan to make the bread and all of that. So that's where I'm at. All right. See you soon. All right, so what I've done here is I've just emptied my refrigerator freezer onto all the counters, and this is what we've got just in the refrigerator freezer. So I have a side-by-side freezer. That flour was in there. So we are empty now. So what I've done here is I've made separate categories. So this is a protein, and I'm just listing what I had in there. I have 2 rotisserie chickens. I tried to erase that to make boxes, but whatever. I have a pack of barbecue chicken already made up, and chicken apple sausage pack, and a pack of bratwurst. So that's the protein that was in that freezer. There's also some breakfast protein, which I didn't count, and I'm going to count it as breakfast. So there's some smoky sausages, there's some brown and serve patties, and some brown and serve sausage links in there. So that's breakfast stuff. And these are protein pancakes. So this, and bagels. So anyway, I just showed you all the breakfast real quick. Oh, there's the links. It's in a separate bag. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going through. So these are technically protein. These are hamburger patties, but they're gross. So I cook those up for the dogs, which I'm actually going to go ahead and do and freeze them already cooked as treats. All right, we'll go through the rest of this in a minute. So for the bread, I don't have much bread in there. I have tortillas and dinner rolls. Now I had a big pack of tortilla rolls, dinner rolls in here. So I just broke it down into either 4 or 5. Some of them have 5 rolls per bag. We're a family of 3, and one of us doesn't care about rolls. So I just put the instructions on here for myself. Simple. Put those down, and then I have this pack of tortillas. And there's that. Alright, for convenience food, my daughter loves these. We'll eat them all the time. I have 3 bags of those, plus 2 randos that were left in a bag. And then this one is spicy. My son likes those. That's the only one left. A pack of turkey meat, which is all she likes for sandwich meat. I have 11. I just lumped this all together of these. I call them TV dinners. So that's what I've got there. My son eats this stuff. And a half a pack. Yep, a half a pack of corn dogs. So there's convenience food, and I'm going to break these down too. They're gonna have to go through what's in there before I put anything else in. The big freezer, I'll show you in a minute, never gets into. Nobody gets into it, even me, because it's a pain in the butt, because I have stuff stored on top of it. Alright, so I'm calling this category sides, so it includes the vegetables. I have 1 kernel corn and 1 corn on the cob, 2 green beans. I have a Mexican rice cauliflower and a plain rice cauliflower, because I haven't tried this, but I did hear that it is super, super spicy. This is from Trader Joe's, and that you should tone it down. So that's what's there. Bag of tater tots and a little container of mashed potatoes. All right, and I'm just going to call this ingredients. So I have a block of pepper jack cheese, and I can easily just shred and put that in the fridge. I have some frozen tomatoes from my garden. So it's not many. I was hoping to have more to work with, but that's what I've got. So I'll have to come up with something to do with 3 normal tomatoes and 2 baby ones. I have 2 pie crust, which I have an idea for that to go with the rotisserie chicken. And 3 pounds of butter, a bag of garlic, peeled already, and back here I've got 1 seasoning blend and 2 bags of chopped onions. And then I'll go ahead and do this. I have 3 pints of ice cream and my yeast. That was a Christmas dessert that we all forgot about, so it's still in the freezer. And it will not be a hardship to take care of that, I promise. So that's just the one refrigerator freezer. I still need to empty the deep freezer. Mostly I'm interested at this point in the protein. If I don't have to buy meat for a couple of months, superb. And that's kind of what I'm going through. I want to use up my ingredient type stuff, definitely. The breakfast stuff, definitely. The TV dinners, those will go without question. I don't even worry about those. Don't stick around long with my son. But yeah, some of this stuff has been in there a while and definitely needs to be used up. I have 2 pounds of ground beef already thawed in the refrigerator right now, and I already have a plan for those. One I'm going to make a video on, and the other one I'm just making a bowl of taco meat for my daughter. She likes to make taco sandwiches. Tortas? I don't know. What do you call those? But yeah, let's get the meat out of the other freezer, or everything out of the other freezer, before I put any of this back into the regular freezer, because I want to know what I'm working with, and I want to distribute it so that it gets used through, and not just put all the TV dinners in here and then I don't want to get into the freezer. And I'll show you why I don't want to get in the freezer. Don't judge me. It's not pretty. Alright, so this is the top of my freezer. It's an old freezer. It was a hand-me-down to me. And on top of it, I have my canner, my dehydrator. That's my weed eater battery. And the ice cream maker that I just bought a little bit ago. And a basket. And this is a shelf liner for the fridge that I forgot to put on. So in order to get into this freezer, I have to take everything off of this every time I want to access it. And it's a pain. I think I can move that to the top of the fridge. The top of the fridge has bread maker and the crock pot. I don't have a lot of storage in this house. We don't have closets. I mean, we have bedroom closets, but there are no coat closets or pantry. Everything's cabinets and, yeah, wherever I can put it. I'll show you. Okay, well, I definitely hit the protein jackpot in the deep freezer. I didn't even know I had all this in there. We'll just start on this end. I have a pork tenderloin. This is more of that barbecue chicken, I think. I'm going to have to start labeling, and I will do that before I put this stuff back in. This, I have no idea. Chicken, something with black beans in it. No idea. This is all taco soup separated into servings, but they're all frozen together, so I'm going to have to separate them. These are good for lunches. I love taco soup. I don't know if you've noticed, I make it a lot. I found some breakfast things that there's 4 of them there that we use as like TV dinners, lunches. I've got 3 frozen pizzas and a frozen breadstick, a whole chicken that motivated me bought, and regular me doesn't know what to do with. 1 pot roast. I have 2 bags of boneless, skinless chicken breast, and a pack of tenderloins. This was for a project that I was going to do on a video, which I never got around to. I have 2 4-packs of hamburger patties plus Ziploc bags. That's honey baked ham from Christmas that I just threw in there the other day. We didn't even touch it. We ate the turkey. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 pounds of ground beef. So we're gonna have to do something with some ground beef. 2 packs of link sausage and a pack of beef and pork blend and a pack of legs. I know what I'm going to do with this. That's a canning video because I just saw someone else do it and I was pretty impressed with it, so we're going to try it. And you can see I shop markdowns. Almost everything I buy is marked down. These are frozen pancakes, bagels, and some taquitos. That's what was in there. So I'm going to go through all this, inventory it, then I need to go through the pantries still and meal plan based on what I have. And I'm going to do it a week at a time. That way I'll just buy what I need at the store for this week to cook what I already have as far as protein. If I don't need to buy any sides, if I can make a meal with the sides that I already have, which I know I can for at least a week, then I'm good. Right? 1 week at a time. We're going to do this. Again, there are no rules to this. You do it how you need to do it, and we are doing it this way. If that means taquitos for lunch today, so be it. Nobody will complain. It's going to be a lot of ground beef, though. Ouch. I'm going to have to spread that out somehow so it's not literally every night. Alright, so I'm putting some of this stuff away. I am going to go ahead and cook up these burgers. I'm just going to do them in the oven, actually, for 350 on a sheet pan and get those cooked up, and those can be treats. I'm going to leave this cheese out to thaw so I can shred that up. And then I missed this in my thing. It's some Alfredo. So that's like a quick dinner meal. And I can go with some of the chicken. Have y'all seen those memes that say something like, the me that does the grocery shopping and the me that has to cook the meals are two entirely different people? 100% feeling that. Alright, so I just went through my canning shelf, and this is what I had there. And I know this was all canned this year because that's when I started canning. I mean, I did a little bit last year. Some of these are dusty. But I think I've gone through all of that. So this is the carrot cake jam. That's the only one left, which I'm coveting. Saving that for a special occasion. It's so good. It goes really well on bagels and English muffins. I have 3 cans of chicken tortilla soup. This is pinto beans. Why is it over here? It goes over here. It's not labeled. Okay. So 3 cans of chicken tortilla soup. Taco soup. I have 8 cans of taco soup. So this is not going to get made for a while because I need to eat through these jars. And even if I took a jar every week for lunch, like once a week, that's 8 weeks of just lunches. I got 3 of these. These are so good. And I have chili. I'm not going to have to make chili this year because I have 3 quarts and 4 pints of chili. I only have 1 quart of chicken broth. I have some chicken broth up there in the, from the store. But I really like this because it's so dark and rich. Oh, it's so good. So I have chickens so I can make some more of that. These are pinto beans. This is not a pinto bean. These are pinto beans. So I have 2 quarts and 2 pints. And red beans. Navy beans. I have way too many navy beans. All of these. These. So the first batch that I made, that I canned, is mush. So really what these are going to be used for is like soup thickener, honestly, because they're too soft. I did them the traditional way that they say, soak it, boil it, blah, 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 and they're mush. These are the ones that I put in dry, and they're perfect as far as texture. So anyway, not an approved recipe. Do what you do in your kitchen. Salsa. I have 2 quarts of homemade salsa from this year in my garden. Well, it wasn't from my garden. I bought all that. And then I have 1 quart and 3 pints of store-bought super jugs of salsa that I recanned into smaller portions. And then 1 lonely jar of apple pie filling left. I like it. Will I make it again? I don't know, because here we are with another jar. You know what? This is not from 24. This is from 23 because I gave these away for Christmas last year. Anyway, okay. These are corned beef and potatoes. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these pints. And I gave a lot of these away too, so I made a lot of that. This is chicken chili verde, which I made from the Ball book. Also really good, but I just don't ever think about it because they're in jars, and it's just one of those things I don't even think about. So I have 5 of those. And then I have 1 little jar of jalapenos. So that's all of my canned stuff. And I do want some more broth, but I'm going to lay off the pinto beans. I'll go through pretty quick. Well, if I don't make chili, yeah, we'll see. I may not need to can much. I thought my goal should be, as I empty these, to recan. Because like I have this 4-pound bag of pinto beans that need to be canned. And I have 2 quarts and 2 pints. I may need to do some. But yeah, we'll see. I have lots of dried beans in other places in the kitchen too. That's not it. But I need to work through those. And I'm going to save my store-bought cans of beans for the end. Oh, there's another navy bean from the original batch that's just mush. And, you know, I have store-bought stuff and canned chicken and whatever. Y'all don't care about all that. So we're going to go through it, but I'm going to use my canned stuff first because I know commercially canned can last infinitely longer than home canned. And I know everybody says these will last just as long, but I'm not there in my heart yet. So we're going to be careful and use these up in this challenge. All right, here's the other pantry cabinet. A lot of convenient stuff up there. I'm gonna put money on most of that's expired, so we really need to work through that kind of stuff. There's a jar of manwich back there. Oh, who knows? Cornbread, more beans that need to be canned at some point. Black beans. I don't have any black beans canned. All kinds of different pastas, pasta sauces. And these 90-second rices are so convenient. Oh my gosh. Hamburger buns, bread, bagels, quinoa. I don't even know what to do with that. I bought that on impulse because I thought, I need to learn how to do that. Have I? No. Alright, now this is the corner shelf. This is like the coffee stuff shelf. And back there you can see all the rice. That rice goes all the way back. And then I have beans. That's instant coffee. And all the hot chocolate. All of that's going to become important next week, I think, in my coffee stuffs. And this cabinet, which is next to, that's where the beans were. Here's like sweets and baking. So much stuff in here. And I meant to make more of those gingerbread cookies and I forgot. Oh well. And you can see, when did that icing expire? 11/23. 9/24 on that can of fruit. So yeah, we need to get into this stuff and get it used up. We're having a problem. Okay. This corner cabinet on the bottom, I'm not going to go through it all right here, but dog and cat food live in here, and then the canned soups and things that honestly we don't eat. Nobody cares about it. We don't really like them. They're there for emergencies. but we probably need to work through that. Some ramen, occasionally they get into that. Some tuna. There's a box of instant mashed potatoes, which Emily does like. I just don't like to make them. And finally, the last cabinet. Coffee stuff. Condiments. More rice. Lots of just more sugar and condiments and crackers is what the... Oh, I don't even know what all that is. I think that's popcorn. Anyway, yeah, lots of stuff. All right, so you can see I got a lot to work with, and now I just need to sit down and menu plan. And I'm only going to do it a week at a time, so I don't overwhelm myself. I'm going to choose what I'm going to cook for this week. I cook a lot ahead. I don't do a whole lot of impromptu cooking every night when I come home from work. I don't like to. I just like to come home and relax, honestly. So I'll cook ahead, and they can heat it up when they're hungry. 9 times out of 10, Emily's stuck on those chicken patty sandwiches, and that's what she'll eat. We'll have to buy produce, like fresh produce, and milk and eggs. I will attempt to make bread, but I will tell you, Emily much prefers the store-bought bread. And sometimes I don't have the fight in me, which is why you saw the store-bought bread. So let's make a meal plan for this week. So I'll tell you that I'm only going to make 3 meals per week, just because there's only 3 of us. Most recipes are for 4 to 6 people, and we end up with a lot of leftovers, and end up taking it for lunch. So I don't end up taking my taco soups because I'm taking leftovers because I don't want them to go to waste. So there's that. All right, so I have sketched out a meal plan for this week, and it's pretty simple. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I have a recipe that I'm going to make tonight that I'll actually video. It's a beef and rice dish that I thawed out some ground beef for, with a salad, and I'm going to make some taco meat for Emily to snack on for the week because, like I said, she likes to make those sandwiches out of it. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I have time to cook in the crock pot. So I'm going to make that pork tenderloin, some green beans, rolls, and mashed potatoes, and that'll be the big meal for this week, which will be where the leftovers come from. There'll be some leftovers of that too, but the big leftovers will be from this one. And then on Wednesday, I'll make some red beans and rice with the sausage and a salad. I'd put green beans, but I've already got red beans going on, so we'll have a salad with that. And then on Friday, I will heat up, because Friday, I'm not interested in cooking. Oh, I'm home Tuesday and Wednesday this week too, for the holiday. Well, we'll see if I come up with anything fun else to make, but I might. Okay, stick with this. Friday, barbecue chicken sandwiches with chips and salsa. So using up some of the canned stuff as well. And that makes my shopping list extremely simple. Salad, tortilla chips, burger buns, and we need milk in the refrigerator. So I'm giving myself $50 a week. This will not be $50. So what I'll do is take that excess of the $50, roll that into other weeks where I need to replenish the Powerades or the protein shakes that I like to drink, and because those are pricey, and that will help offset some of that cost. But this is a good start. I like this grocery list a whole lot, so yay. Alright, did pretty good. I got things on my list. The only thing I got extra is those bones for the dogs, because they're on after Christmas clearance. That'll probably last them until, next week. Alright, so my total was only $24.74, which means I have $25 to roll over to next week. These dog treats, $3.50 a piece for these big, humongous bones. And there was so much like regular meat on clearance that it was killing me not to get it, but I walked away. I did it.